Let's have a shuffle. Where's everyone watching from? I don't think there's many people on lately, but you know, because it's such like a nice time of year. I had like work to do Friday night, so I couldn't get on. I know that's a favourite. Spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Scorpio's highest good in these final few days of June and beginning days of July 2025. How is Scorpio feeling towards the one they're thinking about, dealing with, or manifesting it? 3 cards, please. The Ace of Swords. Okay. So the Ace of Swords is major confession, major revelation, clarity, the truth. You know, swords are thoughts, they're communication. So it's either something you're thinking has become very, very clear to you, or something, maybe you want to say something to someone, you know, like confess something. And it can be positive or negative. Aces are supported by the universe, okay? So it's some action we've taken, or where something we're thinking, and then it's supported by the universe. Like an Ace of Pentacles might be, I've asked the bank for a loan and they've granted it, or I've applied for a mortgage, you know, and it's being given the yes, or I've applied for a job and I get it. Yeah, it's an ace is like a response to something we're thinking or doing. What is it, like every action has an equal reaction or something like that? Right, the Strength card's reversed, so there's a need to be emotionally strong, and that could be quite challenging. It's fire energy, it's the major for Leo. Okay, that's the artwork, it's really nice. She's, you know, she recognises that on the outside. The beast is incredibly strong, but she's trying to tame him. Okay, and stop him from being grumpy and angry and over emotional. Or afraid. Yeah, and lash out. This is like, I need to control myself emotionally. The Ten of Swords reversed. Okay, so this is like, God, I feel better after that. Getting that off my chest. Yeah. This is someone who's like in incredible amounts of pain. Like the swords are all the way up her back. From the back of her thighs up to the back of her neck. It's like you couldn't get any more in there. Do you know what I mean? When it's reversed, it's like we're choosing not to worry. We're choosing not to be in pain anymore. So could be clarity or a confession or something is causing like a release of pain, like a release of pressure. For the one that's showing up in your reading, we've got the Scales of Justice, okay? Major Arcana for Libra. That's in the challenge. So something could have been unfair. Something could have been imbalanced. Something could be illegal. Because it's in the challenge position, okay? Someone could feel like they've been wronged somehow, or they're worried that they've been wronged. Right, there could be a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn, because we've got the Queen of Pentacles, which is earth energy, okay? See, this is someone who is abundant, they're a good provider, they're reliable, they're responsible, you know, they're a grinder. They like to gift. Gifting is their love language. They're very good with material things, okay? So beautifying the home, buying gifts for people, you know, making themselves look nice. This person is a good spender, they're a good earner, they're a good saver, they're good with material worlds, okay? They could have a well-paid job because they're a queen. They could be a father or a mother, you know, someone who's a provider or a homeowner. It's a responsible person, a calm person, an established person. Something, they feel like something's been unjust for them. Right, in the challenge position, we've got the 9 of Wands. So that is like the wounded warrior when it's upright. It's like this person is getting injured, they're incurring, you know, a lot of difficulty from taking on all this challenge, but they're like, screw it, like, I'm a warrior, just give me more. I want to keep going, okay? When it's in the challenge, it's like, I don't know if I want to keep going with this. I actually don't know if I can keep going or if I want to keep going. Which is interesting after getting that kind of like sense of injustice. They could be a Libra, or they could have Earth in their chart. They could have air in their chart, or Libra specifically in their chart. A Tower moment is in the outcome. This is major change, okay? So it could be the end of a relationship, a relocation, it could be being headhunted for a job and having to go abroad. Towers can be positive things, they don't have to be negative, but they look overwhelming because the tower comes down and what's, you know, what replaces it is something better, but it's never comfortable. It's not comfortable, it's major change. Towers can be caused by us, they can be caused by another person, they can be caused by the universe. So I don't know if it's something that you're telling them that they feel it's unfair, because they're at the same point, those cards in the timeline. Then we've got you're trying to be strong, they're showing up as like solid, dependable, reliable. They're not sure if they want to keep going with this. And it's just all very emotional for you. And then we've got the Tower as the outcome. So something's going to fall, but it should be replaced by something better. We've got the Hierophant. Okay, so the Hierophant can be a marriage card, but it's the major arcana for Taurus. The Hierophant is the teacher. The Hierophant is no longer a student. They have lived so many harsh lessons that now they're ready to teach other people. They want to talk about what they've been through with the hope of preventing others from suffering what they've suffered. Okay, they're very, very wise. It's from life experience. It's not about intuition and wisdom from, you know, spiritual connection. It's like earthly energy, like I've lived a lot and now I understand a lot more. Now I make better decisions. We've got the King of Swords reversed and the Death card upright. This could be, I mean, the King of Swords upright is heavy Aquarius energy. It's air, it's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The swords are truth, knowledge, communication, thoughts. This is a person, when it's upright, that tells the truth. They're a person that they're very sure of themselves. They're strategic. Everything's thought out. You know, they've analysed it to within an inch of its life. Once they're ready to verbalise something, it's being well thought through, well rehearsed. There's no mistakes. Hi, Pima Annie. That's reversed though. So communication, when it's accentuated in like lots of communication or accentuated towards no communication, then it's either manipulative talk, aggressive, nasty talk, blunt talk, or it's blocking. So something negative here to do with communication, thoughts, knowledge. And then we've got the Death card, which is the major for Scorpio. And that's all about the end of a chapter, you know, walking through the gates of a chapter into a new one. I mean, you've got a lot of swords. You've got a lot of swords. They've got the scales of justice, earth energy and wands. They've got like earth and fire. The Tower is a major arcana for Aries as well as the Emperor card. The Hierophant is for Taurus. We've got so many major arcana here. In the outcome, you've got 3 major arcana. And it's the end of a chapter. Major change. So I genuinely can't tell, you know, because the Tower is fire energy and they've got the 9 of Wands, which is fire. But then the other outcome card is the King of Swords. You've got loads of swords with the Ace of Swords, the 10 of Swords, but you've also got fire. They've got the Scales of Justice, which has swords on it. Maybe it's mutual. I don't know what you're going to tell someone, but it's going to cause a Tower and the end of a chapter. The King of Swords reverse could be a divorce card. They're showing up as a queen. You could be the King of Swords reversed. But I don't know. It's the end of some sort of chapter. Like, examples would be like ending a relationship, but I don't have the 8 of Cups here. I don't have heartbreak with the 3 of Swords, so I don't. I don't know what it is. It's like maybe it's an announcement of some sort. Like announcing you're pregnant or announcing that you're moving away. You know, you're taking a job abroad or something. It's some sort of confession, major revelation, major truth, major clarity. Let's clarify their side. Empty. The truth is that sorry, my voice went. The truth is that you simply don't feel fulfilled. It's worth the wait to find true happiness. Okay, so because they're loyal, dependable, possibly that they were like prepared to carry on with something, but they were sort of half in, half out, or having mixed feelings about it. You know, the kind of people that just like, well, just keep going with it because I'm a loyal person and it's the right thing to do or whatever, but maybe they, you know, they're not comfortable with change, or they just didn't like the idea of change right now, like that maybe they're a fixed sign. That's it, isn't it? It's within their nature to keep going, but they actually aren't that fulfilled, and then you've got clarity on the situation, and it's very emotional, but it's like something that needs to be said and something that needs to be done. And then it's like, it's better once it's off your chest. And 10 is the end of a cycle as well, so I think this is the straw that breaks the camel's back, you know, where there's been a weak foundation and then someone just has the balls to go, do you know what, I think this is done. And then it just kind of like starts off a catalyst, doesn't it, of like chain reaction. Boundless spirit, your only limits are the ones you put on yourself. Yeah, they're limiting themselves by fighting for this. Dance of souls. Be vulnerable and let your two hearts intertwine. Magic within, create space for personal growth and self-discovery. Yeah, this person's going to end up going through, you know, like hermit energy and soul searching and doing shadow work. There's a need to kind of like move into that chapter. And sometimes, you know, if it's a queen, maybe they've got children, maybe they own a home, and therefore, yeah, that's a reason to stay. Fulfilling a fantasy. Okay, so someone has, I don't know if someone stepped out or someone's just, it could even be like, you know, the way when you're young, like you just think if you can get married, you'll be really happy, or if you have kids, you'll be really happy, or if you can just buy a house, you'll be really happy, and then you get that thing and you're still not really happy. It could be that, but I know with those cards it has connotations of like sexual deviancy or affairs or... Yeah, I mean, the fact that they've got empty and then fulfilling a fantasy, it's like... they're just not happy, are they? They might feel like things are good financially and they might be quite loyal, but they're not actually fulfilled by the situation. So why would you carry on with it? You're just going to be tempted to cheat if you do that. I try to fall for someone else, but no one compares. Okay, maybe they almost did and then stopped themselves. Oh my God, narcissist. Someone is too full of themselves. Yeah, they could be very controlling. I mean, narcissists don't really feel feelings the way that we do. They emulate them. They definitely don't feel remorse. Everything's... Well, I don't get like full-blown narcissist for them, like, because they're showing up as the Queen of Pentacles upright. But maybe they perceive, you know, like everything is like against them with that Justice card in the challenge. The Struggle card is the challenge. Narcissists they are controlling. They're very controlling, very manipulative. And they're always looking for stability, security, financial gain, but they'll leech it from you. They're not able to provide stability for themselves because they're very chaotic. Let's get you some advice then, Scorpio. In the flow, everything is smooth sailing. They could be getting influenced or operated by a family member or someone close to them that's narcissistic. Throat chakra. The frequency of the throat chakra, the blue flower of life, supports our self-expression and our sense of peace and of balance. That's really interesting, isn't it? Because that follows the Ace of Swords, where you speak your truth. That's the throat chakra. What spirit animal are you showing up as right now? Owl. Okay. Air energy. Okay, so owls have the ability to perceive danger ahead of time. They can focus in. You know, they're nocturnal. They have incredibly good eyesight. They rarely move. Okay, they don't have... They're not distracted by anything. They're not constantly busy. But when it's time to swoop, they'll do it. Okay, it's target locked and ready to rock. So pretty much silent as well most of the time. You wouldn't know that they're there. So I think this is what you're showing up as at the moment, someone who's very adept, very silent, makes very careful moves, and you're perceiving, you're able to see through the crap, see through the darkness, see through the lies, see the truth, you know, and that's what you need to be able to do with narcissists, like to be able to see through all the crap that they constantly tell you. Just bollocks comes out their mouth like non-stop. You've become wise to this situation, okay, and it's gonna, you're gonna pull this tower down, definitely. What about new? When are you gonna meet someone new? Because I'm sure you want to know. Seems like you got a lot going on at the moment, though. Okay, around June, when you're truly ready for it. I wonder if that's going to be in like a year's time, you know, like next June, because I can't imagine if you're all tangled up with someone who's narcissistic. I can't imagine that, you know, it's going to be like tomorrow. I think it must be like June next year. Because it's, you have to heal a lot from narcissistic abuse. You have to heal incredible amounts. You have to, you know, the problem is the pain's exponential because you keep finding out more and more lies that they've told you. It's just the levels of betrayal are like beyond belief, and it gets to a point where you're like, please don't tell me anymore. Please, like, yeah, because it's other people that expose them, like their friends or their family or in-laws, you know, will like tell you the reality and just expose them, and then you just like, please, like, I don't actually want to know anymore. I don't want to know anymore. So it does take a few months to get over it, and then I think it forces you to put healthy boundaries up. Okay, narcissists are karmic lessons, so if you were operating with very low or poor boundaries, like next to none, and you just really wanted anyone to come along and take care of you, okay, that isn't realistic. We have to be discerning, we have to be careful if they're trying to rush things along and then you're sort of going with it and you can't slow it down. You know, that's narcissistic abuse because they're trying to make you love bombed, okay, and force you to make really heavy decisions early on. Because they know that they'll reveal their true selves after about 3 months. So it's always like, oh, you're my wife, you're my husband, you know, let's move in, let's have a baby. It's like everything's fast forward times 100 with a narcissist, because they know it's a matter of time to seal the deal, really, before you start getting wise to shit, before all the lies meet in the middle, you know, between all the different people that they're chatting shit to. So I think this is like your time to put boundaries, and obviously following that it'd be hermit energy for like a good 6 to 12 months. That makes sense. That would be next June. It's got to be when you're ready, when you're healed, when you've got walls up again. That's why we get sent karmics. They could come across as a good provider, but someone can earn good money and they're actually siphoning, you know, they're sort of like spreading lies that, you know, well, I pay for this and I pay for that, and they don't, and someone else is paying for their shit and they're blowing it all on drink and drugs, or do you know what I mean? But they come across as like hard working because they go to work every day. They come across as a provider, but it's all lies. It's like other people's money that pays for stuff. They're blowing their money on like illegal stuff, you know what I mean? Gambling, drinking, prostitutes, whatever should not be happening is happening. Narcissists are crazy. You get yourself away from one if you're dealing with one, my God. It'll just get slowly well, not slowly, it'll get gradually more and more intense, like the drama. And there'll be like the most drama you've ever had in your life will be in about the 6 to 12 months of knowing that person. You won't have had that much drama in 40 years. Do you know what I mean? It's like non-stop. And you just want to get off. Like, stop the ride, I want to get off. Because you just recognise that it's like doomed, you know what I mean? And you're doomed if you're with it. They'll pull you into illegal stuff and like all kinds of shit. If this resonates, obviously it won't resonate for everyone because it's very specific, that, but Spirit will give advice to the people that need it the most. So if you're dealing with a narcissist or you just realise that, you know, it's all been shit, sorry if you were going through that. I've been there, I've done it. Got the t-shirt. You will come out the other side. Please like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, and I'll see you in the next one, Scorpio.